Have you been waking up feeling like a stranger to your own body? Like your spark is gone, your energy muted, and the connection with your partner just not the same? If you're over 60, I want you to hear this loud and clear: it's not your age. Let me say that again, it's not your age that's stealing your intimacy. It's not about being less of a man, and it's definitely not something you need to just accept. Because I've seen hundreds, no, thousands of men feel something shift again. And not after years of treatment or expensive prescriptions. But after a small, almost absurdly simple 60-second trick right before breakfast. No pills, no awkward appointments, no surgeries. Just 1 minute. A moment between sleep and sunlight. That can quietly tell your body, it's time to come alive again, and in just a moment, I'll show you exactly what that 1-minute habit is. But first I want to ask you something real. Are you ready to feel like yourself again, without chasing youth, but by awakening what's still inside you? Because if you are, what happens next might just change how your mornings feel, forever. Let me ask you something, friend. When was the last time you woke up, feeling a sense of quiet confidence in your body? Not just energy, but that familiar, unspoken signal of being fully alive? If you're like many of my patientsmen in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, you might have noticed it's been fading. That morning response you once took for granted, now it's just a memory. You wake up, and instead of feeling ready, you feel flat. Disconnected. Tired before the day even begins. Not just in your muscles, but in your spirit. And it's not just what's missing in your body. It's the silence between you and your partner. Not because love is gone. Not because desire has vanished. But because you're tired of feeling like a disappointment. So you stop initiating. You stop expecting. You start telling yourself, maybe this is just how it goes after a certain age, and that thought, that quiet giving up, is what hurts the most. But here's the truth I need you to hear: it's not age. It's not failure. And it's not too late. What's happening to you is biology. And biology can be rebuilt. Because the real problem isn't in your heart, your love, or your worth. It's in your blood vessels. In the signals from your nerves. In your body's natural rhythm that's gotten stuck in low gear. That's what we're going to change today. And it starts with 1 minute before breakfast, when your body is waiting for your next command. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker. And for over 30 years, I've had the privilege of walking beside men just like you through some of the hardest seasons of their lives. Not just medical appointments, but real stories. Stories of quiet frustration, fading strength, and moments when they looked at me and said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore." I've heard those words more times than I can count. And I've never once believed that meant they were broken. Because what I've also seen again and again is this: men come back. Not by chasing their 20s, but by learning how to work with their bodies, not against them. And sometimes, all it takes is one small shift each morning. A signal, a moment, a new rhythm. That's what I'm here to share with you today. Not a prescription. Not a product. But a message from one doctor, to one man, who still has more to live, more to give, and more to feel. And it all begins right after you wake up. Now let's talk about what's really happening inside your body. Because the truth is, your desire isn't gone. It's still there. What's missing is the signal. You see, after age 60, 3 quiet changes start to happen. And they're not about your emotions. They're about your biology. First, your levels of nitric oxide start to drop. This is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax, to open, to flow. Without enough nitric oxide, even when you feel desire, blood doesn't go where it needs to go. The spark is there, but the fuel line is clogged. Second, your peripheral nerves, especially the ones in your lower body, begin to lose sensitivity. They stop sending strong signals. Your body gets slower at responding. What once felt electric, now feels faint. Third, each morning, your cortisol levels naturally spike. That's normal. But if you wake up and immediately flood your body with stress coffee, skip breakfast, tension that cortisol chokes out your testosterone before it even has a chance to rise. You start your day in defense mode. And here's the catch. Most men don't even realize it's happening. They think, I'm just getting older, but really, what's fading is the biological handshake between your brain, your blood vessels, and your hormones. And that's what we're about to restore. Not with injections. Not with hormone replacements. Not with expensive therapy. But by sending a signal. A quiet, simple, 1-minute signal first thing in the morning when your body is still listening. Because at that moment, you have a window. A chance to say, hey, I'm still here. Let's wake up together. And in just a moment I'll show you exactly how to send that signal. It's simpler than you think. And more powerful than you've been told. Let me tell you about Richard. He's 66. A retired firefighter from Arizona. The kind of man who once ran toward danger when everyone else ran away. But when he sat in my office last winter, he couldn't even look me in the eye. He said, "Doc, I don't know what's wrong. I love my wife. I still feel desire. But when I wake up in the morning, nothing happens." He wasn't talking about just sex. He was talking about connection. About presence. About feeling like a man in his own body. And I could hear it in his voice, not shame. But grief. So I asked him something strange. "Richard, have you ever tried chewing on a clove?" He looked at me and laughed. "You mean like that little spice in Christmas ham?" "Yes. That exact one. Because inside that tiny, dry bud is something incredible, eugenol. It's a natural compound that acts like a gentle relaxer for your blood vessels. A vasodilator. Meaning it helps open up the pipes that have quietly stiffened over the years. But it does more than that. Clove also contains beta-caryophyllene, which calms your nervous system, reduces cortisol, and creates a perfect moment for blood flow to return. Naturally, without force, without pills. I told Richard this: tomorrow morning, before you eat anything, before coffee, even before brushing your teeth, take 2 whole dried cloves. Place them between your back teeth. Gently bite down until they crack. Let the oil sit in your mouth for 30 seconds. Then chew slowly for another 30. You can swallow them or spit them, doesn't matter. The signal has already been sent. That's it. 1 minute. 2 cloves. First thing in the morning. He nodded. I could tell he was skeptical. But he tried it. And exactly 9 days later he called me. "Doc, I woke up today and I felt something. Not huge, not dramatic, but me. I felt me again." His voice cracked. His wife noticed it, too. She said he stood taller. His eyes were clearer. And for the first time in months, they held hands at breakfast without saying a word. Because the signal had reached home. Not just to his blood, but to his confidence, his quiet fire. And it started with something that's been sitting in his spice rack for 20 years. Clove. So if you've been waking up feeling flat, faded, unsure, maybe it's time to stop blaming your age. And start sending the right message before breakfast even begins. Let's talk about why the morning matters more than you think. Because if you only make one change in your daily routine, make it during your first hour after waking. Why? Because this is when your body is most receptive. Most honest. Most ready. When you wake up, your body isn't just opening its eyes. It's checking in. It's asking, do we move today? Do we rebuild? Do we connect? And your answer, whether conscious or not, comes from what you do next. See, every morning, your cortisol naturally spikes. That's biology. It's meant to wake you up. But if there's no counterbalance, no signal of calm, nourishment, or flow, then your cortisol stays in control. And that chokes your testosterone before it even has a chance to rise. Not just the hormone of desire, but the hormone of confidence, clarity, and courage. On top of that, your nitric oxide levels are at their lowest after a full night's sleep. That means your blood vessels are tight, your circulation is sluggish, and your body is still, idling. So if you roll out of bed, skip food, chug coffee, and dive into stress, you've missed the window. But if instead, you pause, you breathe, you chew a clove, you take 1 minute to send the signal, then something shifts. Your nervous system calms. Your vessels open. Your testosterone gets permission to rise. And the man inside you stirs again. This is why the morning is sacred. It's not just the start of your day. It's a biological reset button. One you get to press every single morning before the noise, before the emails, before the world comes rushing in. So the question is, will you ignore it? Or will you use it? Because that 60-second moment you've been overlooking might just be the key to everything you've been missing. Now that you understand how powerful your mornings are, let's talk about what's silently sabotaging them. Because most men I meet, good men, smart men, are unknowingly doing the exact opposite of what their body needs. And they've done it for years. Let me show you the 3 most common mistakes. Mistake number 1, skipping breakfast. I know. You're not hungry. Or maybe you've been told to intermittent fast, but here's the truth, your body after 60 is not the same. When you wake up, your nervous system is looking for nutrients, hydration, and safety signals. Skipping food doesn't make you strong. It makes your blood sugar crash. It delays testosterone. And it starves your vessels of the materials they need to open up and flow. Mistake number 2, coffee before anything else. Now, I love a warm cup of coffee as much as you do. But when caffeine is the first thing to hit an empty system, it sends one message: we're in danger. Your cortisol spikes even higher. Your arteries tighten. And any chance your testosterone had slips further away. Mistake number 3, waking up and rushing into stress. No breathing. No pause. No attention to your body. Just phone. News. To-do lists. Tension. And the saddest part? Your body was ready. It was listening for a signal. It was asking, are we rebuilding today? But you didn't speak. You skipped nourishment. You spiked stress. You forgot to connect with yourself. And over time, that silence adds up. Until one day you wake up and say, why'd I feel so gone? But here's the beautiful part. Every morning is a new chance. You haven't missed your window. You just haven't used it yet. And now that you know these mistakes, you're ready to do something different. Something gentle. Something powerful. Something that brings you back to yourself. And that begins with the next step. So now, let me give you something simple. A 1-minute morning routine designed specifically for men over 60. No pills. No gimmicks. Just your breath, a clove, and your body. Are you ready? Here's what to do starting tomorrow morning. Step 1. Don't get out of bed right away. The moment you open your eyes, take 3 deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a count of 2, exhale softly through your mouth. This tells your nervous system, we're safe. We're home. Step 2, reach for your cloves. Keep a small container on your nightstand. Take 2 whole dried cloves. Place them gently between your molars. Bite down until they crack. Let the oils mix with your saliva for 30 seconds. Then chew slowly for another 30. You can swallow or spit them, it's up to you. Either way, the signal is sent. Eugenol and beta-caryophyllene will begin relaxing your blood vessels, soothing your nerves, and preparing your body for better circulation, especially down there. Step 3. While chewing, gently squeeze your glutes 5 times. That's right. Tighten your buttocks. Hold. Release. Repeat 5 times. It's a small move, but it activates your pelvic floor muscles, the very foundation of blood flow and intimate response. Step 4. Sit up slowly. Drink a glass of warm water. No coffee yet. No phone. Just water. Rehydrate your vessels. Wake your metabolism. Tell your testosterone, it's time. Stopwatch, that's it. 1 minute. No equipment, no side effects. Just your breath. A spice. A simple movement. And a message your body has been aching to hear: we're back. We're rebuilding. We're not done. Try this tomorrow. Try it for 3 days. Then 7. Then 30. You may be surprised what stirs inside you. And what returns, that you thought was gone forever. If there's one thing I've learned after 3 decades of working with men, it's this: you're not broken. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care how disconnected you feel. I don't care what your last lab test said, you are not broken. You're rebuildable. Because everything your body once did, it still remembers how to do. It's just waiting for the right tools. The right rhythm. The right kindness. And here's the truth most doctors never say out loud: you don't need to fight your body. You need to speak its language again. With breath. With food. With presence. With care. This 1-minute practice isn't a miracle cure. It's a message. It tells your biology, I haven't given up on you, I know you're still in there. And I'm here, with you. Because aging doesn't erase your power. It only asks you to listen more closely to where it lives. And I promise you it's still there. That quiet fire. That grounded strength. That man you thought you'd lost? He's closer than you think. Sometimes, all it takes, is a clove. A breath. And a decision to stop waiting for someone else to fix it. And start becoming the kind of man who heals himself, one morning at a time. If this message touched something in you, even just a little, then I invite you to do one simple thing. Try it. Just once. Tomorrow morning. Take that one quiet minute. Send that signal. And feel what happens inside you when you stop rushing and start returning. And if you feel something shift, even the smallest flicker, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below and just type, I will. It's not for me, it's for you. To mark your decision. To remind yourself that healing has already begun. And if there's a friend you care about, a brother, a neighbor, a man you respect, someone who's been pulling away quietly, shrinking into himself, wondering if it's too late, share this with him. Because no man deserves to suffer in silence. And no man should have to walk this road alone. We're in this together. And I'll be here cheering for you, believing in you, every step of the way. Because this isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning. And you, dear friend, you're not fading. You're rising.